All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 91 FM transmitters this morning to boost radio connectivity across the country. Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Defence Ministers meeting to be held in New Delhi today. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meets his Chinese counterpart, asserts relations between India and China are premised on prevalence of peace and tranquillity at borders. Campaigning for Karnataka Assembly polls picks up steam as top political leaders hold rallies and public meetings to woo voters. And in Dubai Badminton Asia Championships, Sindhu, Prannoy and men's doubles pair of Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty to play their quarterfinal matches today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate 91 FM transmitters through video conferencing this morning to boost radio connectivity across the country. These transmitters have been installed in 84 districts across 18 states and 2 union territories. We have a report.
As the government is committed to enhance FM connectivity in the country, a special focus has been given through this initiative to enhance the coverage in the aspirational district and border areas particularly. With this expansion of All India Radio's FM service, an additional 2 crore people who did not have access to the medium will now be covered. It will result in expansion of coverage is about 35,000 square kilometer area. The states and UTs which are covered include Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Ladakh. Sanjeev Jasrotia, AIR News, Delhi.
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization or SCO Defence Ministers meeting will be held in New Delhi today. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will chair the meeting. Defence Ministers of China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan will be participating in the meeting. India has invited Belarus and Iran, who are currently observers in SCO, to participate in the meeting. Defence Minister of Pakistan would be participating virtually. The ministers will discuss matters related to regional peace and security, counter-terrorism efforts within SCO, and an effective multilateralism. Yesterday, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held bilateral meetings with his counterparts from SCO member countries. During his meeting with China's State Councillor and Minister of National Defence, General Li Shangfu, Mr. Singh asserted that development of relations between India and China is premised on prevalence of peace and tranquility at the borders. He reiterated that violation of existing agreements has eroded the entire basis of bilateral relations, and disengagement at the border will logically be followed with de-escalation. The two ministers had frank discussions about the developments in the India-China border areas as well as bilateral relations. Mr. Singh added that all issues at the line of actual control need to be resolved in accordance with existing bilateral agreements and commitments. Defence Minister Singh also held talks with Iran's Minister of Defence and Armed Forces Logistics, Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Gharai Ashtiani. Both the ministers reviewed the bilateral defence cooperation and exchanged views on regional security issues, including peace and stability in Afghanistan. Further, the two ministers discussed the development of the international North-South transport corridor to ease logistic problems to Afghanistan and other countries in Central Asia. Mr. Rajnath Singh held talks with Kazakhstan's Defence Minister, Colonel General Ruslan Zakilaikov, and Tajikistan Defence Minister, Colonel General Sherali Mirzo. A tripartite memorandum of settlement between the Centre, Assam Government and representatives of Dimasa National Liberation Army, Dimasa People's Supreme Council was signed in New Delhi yesterday. Speaking on the occasion, Home Minister Amit Shah said the agreement is another significant milestone towards making Northeast insurgency-free by 2024. He said this agreement will put a complete end to the insurgency, and with this, there are no more armed groups in Assam. Under the agreement, the Dimasa Welfare Council will be set up by the Government of Assam. This will protect, preserve and promote social, cultural, linguistic identity to meet political, economic and educational aspirations and will ensure speedy and focused development of the Dimasa people residing outside the jurisdiction of the Autonomous Council. Campaigning for the Karnataka Assembly elections is picking up steam as top political leaders are holding rallies and public meetings to woo the voters. Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold road shows and election rallies at various places for 2 days starting tomorrow. Former Prime Minister and Janata Dal secular leader H.D. Devegowda will begin campaigning for his party at 42 places today onwards. Congress National President Mallikarjun Kharge will conduct a roadshow and public meeting in Bengaluru. At the same time, party leader Rahul Gandhi will be campaigning in Kalburgi and Vijayapura today to woo the voters in their favour. Meanwhile, Congress President's yesterday's remark triggered sharp reactions from the BJP. Several BJP leaders accused Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge of crossing the boundaries of civil discourse. However, Mr. Kharge clarified that his remarks were against the BJP ideology and weren't a personal attack on any individual. Voting for the 224-member Karnataka Assembly will take place on the 10th of May and the results will be declared on the 13th of May. The Voters Helpline app introduced by the Election Commission has helped seamless enrollment of voters in Karnataka. Speaking exclusively to AIR News, Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike Chief Commissioner Tushar Girinath said the app has helped the voters to enroll in the electoral roll and will also assist them to locate their election booths on the day of election.
Voter Helpline app. That is very, very important app. So if you do the VHA and put your EPIC number, it will show you what you are as far as we are concerned. What your name, your father's name, your age, your polling station, your part number in electoral roll, your serial number in electoral roll, polling station. You can also search where it is located. That also is provided. And that has made the life very, very easy for the people to shift their votes from wherever in India. What I was trying to tell you, now the inclusion is very easy. The change of residence is very easy. Correction is also very easy.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. All India Radio is presenting vignettes of select quotes of the Prime Minister from Mann Ki Baat as the program completes its 100th episode on Sunday. Let's listen to the excerpts of the program in which the Prime Minister spoke about the utility value of solar power.
People, voice and direct dialogue. That's your and our Mann Ki Baat. Yes, this is how our Prime Minister connects with millions of countrymen. With the program Mann Ki Baat, aired on the last Sunday of every month on All India Radio. This series, which started on October 3rd, 2014, will complete its 100th episode in April 2023. In the 94th episode of this special program, let's listen to those excerpts in which the Prime Minister spoke on the use of solar energy. The radiation from the sun is capable of generating electricity, and if suitably harnessed, this highly diffused source has the potential to satisfy all future energy needs without producing air pollution or greenhouse gases. In the Mann Ki Baat program broadcast on 30th October 2022, the Prime Minister mentioned the scope of solar energy in India.
भारत आज अपने पारंपरिक अनुभवों को आधुनिक विज्ञान से जोड़ रहा है। तभी आज हम सौर ऊर्जा से बिजली बनाने वाले सबसे बड़े देशों में शामिल हो गए हैं। सौर ऊर्जा से कैसे हमारे देश के गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग के जीवन में बदलाव आ रहा है, वो भी अध्ययन का विषय है।
The Culture Ministry has planned projection mapping shows at 13 iconic locations, including Archaeological Survey of India monuments located across the country, to mark the completion of 100th episode of Mann Ki Baat. The show will commence from tomorrow. Secretary in Ministry of Culture Govind Mohan said the projection on each of the monuments will showcase the historic, architectural importance and the distinctiveness of the region, highlighting the diversity of India as a country on the lines of diverse topics and themes addressed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Mann Ki Baat. Union Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan has received the 8th batch of 121 Indians evacuated from the conflict-hit Sudan at Jeddah Airport. In a tweet, Mr. Muralidharan said this evacuation was more complex as the location is in the vicinity of Khartoum. He added the family members of embassy officials were also a part of this group. The minister also received the 9th batch of 135 Indians at the Jeddah Airport. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said the 10th batch of evacuees with 135 passengers has departed Port Sudan for Jeddah. Under Operation Kaveri, the Government of India is working relentlessly to evacuate Indian nationals from Sudan and bring them home safely. Around 3,500 Indians and 1,000 persons of Indian origin are estimated to be in conflict-hit Sudan. Sudan has been witnessing intense fighting between the army and the paramilitary forces. Meanwhile, the rival factions of the country's security forces have agreed to renew a 3-day ceasefire shortly before it was due to expire. The extension for another 72 hours follows intensive diplomatic efforts by neighboring countries and the global community. South Sudan has offered to host peace talks and the Sudanese army has agreed to send representatives to the talks. At least 512 people have been killed in the fighting so far and almost 4,200 have been injured. On to sports. In Dubai Badminton Asia Championships, PV Sindhu, HS Prannoy and men's doubles pair of Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty will be playing their quarterfinal matches today. In women's singles, two-time Olympic medalist Sindhu will be up against second-seeded Oh Seong-young of South Korea. 8th-seeded Sindhu overpowered China's Yu Han in the last 16. In men's singles, 8th-seeded Prannoy has set up a last-8 clash with Japan's Kanta Tsuneyama. However, Kidambi Srikanth bowed out of the tournament after losing to 4th-seeded Kodai Naraoka of Japan. World Championships bronze medalist Satwik and Chirag, seeded 6th, will face 3rd-seeded Indonesians Muhammad Ehsan and Hendra Setiawan for a place in the semi-finals. Mixed doubles pair of Rohan Kapoor and Sikki Reddy also got a spot in the quarterfinals after their second-round opponents Seo Seung-jae and Chai Hyu-chung of South Korea gave a walkover. The Indian duo will next meet Indonesian pair of Dijan Ferdinansyah and Gloria Vidijaja. However, men's doubles pair of Triza Jolly and Gayatri Gopichan knocked out of the tournament. In IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals defeated Chennai Super Kings by 32 runs in Jaipur to top the points table. Opting to bat first, Rajasthan posted 202 for 5 wickets in stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Chennai Super Kings failed to achieve the 203-run target, scoring only 170 for the loss of 6 wickets in 20 overs. Punjab Kings will take on Lucknow Super Giants in Mohali today at 7:30 p.m. And now, for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to VC Pramod.
Thank you, Anuja. Efforts made by the Union government to ensure safety of Indians in Sudan has been noted by all the dailies today. The Indian Express quotes the Foreign Secretary saying up to 2,000 Indians out of Sudan conflict zone. Situation volatile. India raises border issue in meet with China, writes the Pioneer, as the defence ministers of the two countries held bilateral meetings ahead of SEO summit today. Army to create special units to sharpen cyber capabilities, reports Hindustan Times. An Economic Times headline says rupee outperforms most Asian peers as inflows rise. Need to assimilate, not ostracize same-sex couples in society, the Times of India quotes the Chief Justice of India. And finally, Amar Chitrakatha comic books featuring people and themes mentioned in the Prime Minister's Man Ki Baat and projecting the iconic heritage sites like Red Fort and Konark Sun Temple would mark the completion of 100 episodes of the popular radio program, writes The Hindu, under the headline Comic Books to mark 100th Man Ki Baat. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Pramod. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 91 FM transmitters this morning to boost radio connectivity across the country. Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Defence Ministers meeting to be held in New Delhi today. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meets his Chinese counterpart, asserts relations between India and China are premised on prevalence of peace and tranquillity at borders. Campaigning for Karnataka Assembly polls picks up steam as top political leaders hold rallies and public meetings to woo voters. And in Dubai Badminton Asia Championships, PV Sindhu, HS Prannoy and men's doubles pair of Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty to play their quarter-final matches today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.